Hey, y'all, Greg Smith here, Rivals.com, national recruiting analyst. And I am joined by Sean Williams, also on the national recruiting staff, to talk about big news for Tennessee. Tennessee has landed its 2025 quarterback, George MacIntyre, four-star out of Tennessee, the number one player in the state, the number 28 player, according to us here at Rivals, in the entire country. Big pickup for the Vols right now and Coach Heupel. Sean, what's your kind of instant reaction to the Vols picking up George MacIntyre?
Yeah, I mean, big pickup. I mean, he's kind of like I said, their number one quarterback. It seemed just going through the whole process. Tennessee's always constantly been in his. He's always talked about Tennessee. They've always been in his top group. You kind of throw like Alabama and LSU were kind of in there too. UCLA at one point. So those were kind of like four schools. You dwindle it down to three, and a lot has changed in the last 3 weeks with those two other
Right.
with Alabama and LSU so yeah, Tennessee's been the one constant throughout, and then obviously he kind of he made the announcement he's going to commit on like today on Friday, and then he goes to Tennessee on Saturday for a visit. So it's kind of like waving the flag that hey, I'm probably
Right.
going to commit to Tennessee. But yeah, it's a big pickup, man. It's their in-state kid and a highly touted one at that, and yeah, I mean a huge pickup, and obviously he's their first quarterback. I don't think they have any wide receivers in the class right now, so he can start recruiting those guys as well. So he'll be a big time recruiter for them and the offensive guys.
Yeah, it's funny too that you mentioned kind of the things have changed in the last 3 weeks. The understatement of the year there is like it feels like the Southeast has had so much turmoil and turnover. All the dominoes from Nick Saban retiring kind of abruptly, and this is kind of one of them where McIntyre felt like he was leaning towards Tennessee before the Saban news, but the Saban news probably just pushed that right over the edge, right? And it's one of those things where we've now gotten to a situation in some of these cases where just having stability within your program can be a real big beneficial thing and a real selling point, right? Tennessee has that right now with Josh Heupel. They've got a fun offense. And so you've got some stuff to sell there that, hey, there's some other places you're considering that have had changes, whether LSU at the coordinator level, whether it's Alabama at the head coach spot. Hey, over here, we're just kind of rocking along in Rocky Top and we're okay, right? I think that ends up playing a role in it as well. But shifting gears a little bit as far as McIntyre as a player, when I watch him on film, I'm really intrigued by him. I think that he's a kid that, even though we have him highly rated, I think he's got a high upside. I think that he's a kid that he's a little bit turnover prone right now. You'd like to see him cut that down some at the high school level, especially. But if he cleans that up with some of the arm talent and his ability to escape in the pocket, I think he's got a bright future and a lot of upside once he gets some good, solid college coaching.
Yeah, I mean their team was not very good this year. I think they only could muster about 2 wins on the season, maybe three. But I mean he still put up really good numbers. I think he was still like a 67% completion percentage. I think he had like about 26 touchdowns. He struggled with picks early on, but I think he played a lot better as the season went on.
Okay.
The game I saw him against Lipscomb Academy, he had a couple of picks in that game, but he was scrambling around, man. That's the thing I've kind of watched. Seeing his highlights and then watching that game in person this year. It's been a struggle for him to kind of, I guess, for that team to kind of keep the pocket clean. He's got to scramble around a lot, but he's got all the arm talent in the world.
Right.
He can make the long throws, he can make the short intermediate throws, and he can scramble too. He's not going to be one of those guys that's going to go up the middle and you need a. But he'll, when the pocket breaks down, he'll break free and he'll go for 20 yards. He's a long, lengthy kid. He's 6'6". So when he gets to college, he'll put on some muscle mass and things like
Definitely.
that, so and he'll get stronger. So that's things like you say. You say he's got a lot more to his game he can add. He's got a lot more. He's got a lot already, but he'll definitely add a lot more when he gets to college, gets into a weight program and things like that. He'll get stronger, and the arm will get stronger as well.
Yeah, and it's always a big deal, kind of as you alluded to earlier. It's always a big deal to get that quarterback in the boat, right, for your class. Like we talk about this as a staff. I feel like it comes up all the time. Quarterbacks just commit so much earlier than any other position, and for good reason. Once you get your quarterback kind of in the boat, it allows that domino effect to take place, and you can start to reach out to other positions. And I think that kids at other positions, particularly a wide receiver in this case, are looking for that, right? They want to see who the quarterback is going to be
Oh
in their
yeah,
class that they're most likely to be paired up with. And having a talented kid like McIntyre, who's obviously, has already been there a bunch of times, is like I said, just there this weekend to kind of help peer recruit, that only boost the Vols class right now as well. I think all around it's a really great pickup for them.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's got ties to a lot of those in-state kids that Tennessee's already recruiting, so he's going to recruit those guys. And he told me throughout the process, he knows a lot of top wide receivers playing on the 7-on-7 circuit for select 7-on-7. So, yeah, he'll be a good recruiter for them. And you're a quarterback, man. When you're a highly rated quarterback, you got to get that spot early.
Got to do it.
Get the recruiting started for the class and everything. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Now that is going to do it for us. A big day for the Vols as they land 4-star number 1 player in Tennessee, quarterback George MacIntyre. For Greg Smith and Sean Williams, we will talk to you guys soon.